Okay, stand by, everyone.
Just said on there, B. Foster is now the presenter. God.
Good evening. Welcome to the scrutiny meeting of Burnley Borough Council on Friday, the 9th of October 2020. Council members in attendance are as follows. Councillor Andrew Tatchell, Chair of Scrutiny. Councillor Marcus Johnston, Vice Chair of Scrutiny. Councillor Howard Baker. Councillor Paul Campbell. Councillor Dale Ferrier. Councillor Andy Fewings. Councillor Shabana Khan. Councillor Sheris Lone. Councillor Tony Martin. Councillor Lorraine Mahana. Councillor Andrew Newhouse. Councillor Anne Royal and Councillor Leanne Pate. Council officers in attendance are Rob Dobson, Head of Policy Engagement, Catherine Warby, Head of Legal and Democratic Services, Andrew Lear, Property Services Manager, Imelda Grady, Democracy Officer, Alison McEwen, Democracy Officer, streaming the meeting, and Chris Gay, Governance Manager, hosting the meeting. Thank you, Chair.
Thanks, Chris. Item 1, apologies. Any apologies?
Just the ones from B. Foster now, Chair.
Okay. The documents have been circulated this week, so anybody like to move the minutes to the last meeting?
Andy.
Thank you.
Move them, Chair.
Thank you, Marcus. Additional items of business?
Yes, Chair, we have the one extra item of business for the grant receipt for the COVID response, which Rob Dobson will take, and it's going to be taken before the private item tonight.
Thank you, Imelda. Item 4, declarations of interest. None received.
None received.
Exclusion of the public.
As per agenda, Chair.
For agenda, thank you. Public question time, any questions?
There are none, Chair.
Thank you. So we'll go right into that with Rob Dobson. It's the community response and the grant agreement.
Thanks very much, Chair. Good evening, members. I've brought this report forward. It was originally planned to go to the executive on the 20th of October, but in light of probably the worst kept secret in the news at the minute, and the expectation that there'll be further restrictions placed on us in the north of England and in Burnley, we wanted to ensure that we've got the resources available to us as soon as we possibly can. So the recommendation is that the council enters into a grant agreement with LCC to receive grant funding from DEFRA for emergency assistance to support residents who are particularly vulnerable to lockdown or further restrictions as a consequence of COVID, and also to help pay for the local test and trace response. Another recommendation is that the executive receives for consideration at a future full council a broader community recovery plan for implementation once the borough is out of the response phase. Naturally, we are extremely disappointed that we are back in the position of having to respond again to the outbreak rather than be looking ahead to how we help the borough recover from the last few months. But the effort now is back on containing the virus again. So there are two elements, as I've mentioned, the test and trace and the emergency assistance for vulnerable people. With respect to the emergency assistance, we're looking to enter into a partnership with Burnley, Pendle and Rosendale CVS to deliver the grant scheme. CVS has a great deal of experience in helping our most vulnerable residents, and we'll work with the council and with other partners to establish a referral process into the scheme to make sure that we're able to efficiently and effectively help those that may be most in need over the coming weeks. So the total amount of grant to be received is 100 138,000 trace element and 149,000, close to 150,000 pounds for the emergency assistance. Thanks very much, Chair.
Thank you, Rob, and thank you for the good work you're doing. It's a hard job at this time. Any member?
No one's requested to speak at this point, Chair.
Okay, well, thank you very much for the report, Rob, and we're all better informed now. Thanks again.
Chair, could I just make sure that everybody's happy that calling will be waived on this for the urgent decision to be taken next week?
Yep.
Is that correct?
I would suggest that that's appropriate because of the urgency that we need to go forward. But
Thank you.
any member, everybody okay with that? Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, going on to the original item on the agenda. It's the former contact centre at Parker Lane. The report's in the name of Andrew Lear.